All righty, welcome back to the Red Corner, folks. Full gang is finally back. We got Slim, we got Bones, and I am Devo. Gentlemen, we are coming off another Red Corner tailgate weekend, which are always my personal favorite weekends. A lot has happened in the past couple weeks in both the Phillies and the Red Corner world. 1,300 subscribers we just hit, so thank you guys. Please keep helping. If you're here, you're new, let's hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You guys hear it, you know it's the deal. It helps. Gentlemen, we have a lot to get into today. A lot to get into. We're going to talk some Wheeler, we're going to talk some Mets, we're going to talk it all. But let's break the ice a little bit. Let's talk a little Devo digression off the front. I want to know, Slim, you're soon to be a married man. What are your partners? Yep. What is your number one pet peeve about your partner? And what is their number one pet peeve about you? So let's start with you on this one, Bone, since you have the most experience. So what's your number one pet peeve about your partner? And let's keep it family friendly here. Well, what do you got?
Oh, geez, the list is long. My number one pet peeve. Not doing the dishes right away.
Okay, so you're a dishes guy.
Or putting them away in the dishwasher, or not doing, or just like going out and putting them on the counter instead of putting it in the dish. I'll get it after this.
Okay, that's a common one. And what would you say if I were to have her on this podcast? What would you say the number one about you is?
The Red Corner.
Okay, I have a similar response. So, Slim, you're up.
All right. So for me, my biggest pet peeve is my fiance is from Jersey, so it's the Jersey driving. It's the classic, she's up your bumper. I tell her all the time that like 80% of accidents are rear enders, and we shouldn't be flying up people's bumpers.
Right.
Our first date, I took her out. I was driving about 45 miles per hour. And whatever. I honestly, I had to bounce back from that.
And you didn't have sleeves on. You didn't have sleeves on in that first date. We know that from the podcast.
Yeah, there was no sleeves. I always do the speed limit. That's my thing. That's one of my downfalls. That's one of her pet peeves with me. But when it comes to Slim, she hates that water bottles. There's not a single water bottle in my house. Why? Well, because I chew the water bottles up. I chew the caps. I leave them all over the house. Second thing I do, when I take a shower, I sometimes leave the shower curtain. I end up taking the plastic shower curtain and the regular shower curtain, and they both come into the shower with me, right? So I'm getting all nestled up with these shower curtains. She can't stand that because unless you hang it out to dry, you'll see a very fine yellow taint, yellow dirtiness that happens if you don't clean your shower curtains.
Absolutely.
Is there any more?
I'm sure her list is very, very long for you.
Super long. Clothes all over the floor. You guys, if you watch the Slim Walks, I wear a ton of outfits. I try not to. Here's the good thing. I'm conscious of all this, and every day I strive to be better.
Absolutely. The list of what they love about us is obviously longer. So mine is this. So the dynamic of getting out of a vehicle is always a very contentious one in a partnership, right? So you know what? Sometimes when your wife is a little bit pissed off at you and she starts walking ahead, right? She gets out of the car and she's not waiting for you, right? So now you're in this weird zone where she's walking ahead of you and you're like, look, I'm not going to be sprinting ahead just to catch up with you. So now we're walking through the wall. She's 15 yards ahead of me. I'm looking like a goofball walking back here. And I was like, every once in a while, I feel like husbands find themselves in these situations where they're playing that game. So that's my pet peeve.
It happens a lot leaving stadiums and events. They try
a
lot of times they want to lead, and it's like, hey, there's a lot of people around. There's SEPTA going on here. There's this or that. That's like, it does take a breath and hold my hand and follow me because I don't want to get hit by a car. I don't want to get mugged. There's a lot of people here.
A lot of people. Good call there. And her pet peeve about me is without a doubt the phone usage between my work, job, and the Red Corner. Obviously, we're always using this thing right here. So I'm always getting and rightfully so, getting my chops busted on the phone. JR, we see you in the chat, brother. Welcome. We appreciate you as always and looking forward to hanging out tonight. Guys, broke the ice on that. Let's talk some Phillies baseball. Those pesky Nationals, right? The Phillies took care of business, got the win. They got the series win the hard way, right? Lost game one, won the next two. Slim, what are your main takeaways for this series? Let's talk some Nationals.
So they did exactly what I said they were going to do. It's very hard to sweep a team. If we would have won, it would have been 6 games in a row. We would have won every game we had this week. So that's very tough. Friday night, tough loss. Unfortunately, bad timing. The Red Corner crew was there. We were excited to see Duran. We were right there. We had perfect seats to see the run out with me, Bones. We all had our phones out. And long story short, he had his first blown save of the year. So that kind of stunk. But yeah, we bounced back fine. Nola looked good. Walker looked good. And then the cherry on top was Suarez looked like he's back to being Suarez. He looked fantastic. 10 strikeouts today. I mean, he looked awesome today.
11 strikeouts. Had one of his best starts. Yeah, his career high.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, can't win them all. Nobody will want to play it.
Right.
That's nice. But Suarez, that's back-to-back games with double-digit strikeouts. And I missed the last episode, but the last time I was on, what did I say? I was most concerned about Luzardo.
That's right.
And you guys were saying Suarez most concerned with him because he's got to step up. We didn't know what was going to happen before that, but he's stepping up. Luzardo's stepping up. The whole staff has stepped up since we got this Wheeler news last week when we were in D.C. And so far, looking good.
I don't want to jump too ahead because there's 2 things that are happening that I'm going to be very conscious of. One thing that happened today, the Mets lost, right? If they would have won, that would have been 3 in a row. They would have had a little bit of momentum going back home.
Good call.
Themselves, because you got to remember, they're going back home tomorrow. I know it's a short ride. We're going up to New York. The second thing is, yes, we just kicked butt for an entire week after we heard that Wheeler news. We have to keep it up. I think we will keep it up, but we got to keep it up. It can't be one of those false momentum things. So there are my 2 things. Mets got a little bit of momentum. It could have been more, but they lost today. We got to keep the momentum with the Wheeler thing. It just can't be ride the highs for now. So that's how I'm looking at going into Monday.
No, great shout out there. And like you guys said, the Ranger Suarez historic start. I think that might be I'd have to go get our producer to check the stats here. But between Luzardo and Ranger, I think they might have had back-to-back where they had historic career high in strikeout starts. That's big stuff for the Phils there. So I have here as my
Would that be the second time we had that this year? Remember, we were at a game.
Yeah,
and we discussed this.
Yes,
I forget what game it was. When it was early in the season though.
It was. That I had a weird thought about that as well. All right, so here are my big takeaways here for the National Series. I have written down here. Yeah, Slim, you're going to be busting his chops about this audio soon because he's giving you a lot of ammo early on already.
Well,
so
the one thing too, Suarez was just involved in that historic. Suarez and Luzardo they were both involved in a historic weekend we just had last weekend.
Right.
K-wise.
Yep, that's exactly what I just said.
That was 3 in a row.
Gotcha.
So here are my big takeaways. Number 1, you can't win them all, but we should have probably swept. Duran has his first hiccup. Number 2, starters did their jobs, right? We all talked about this through Walker, Nola, and Suarez. We only had 5 earned runs between the 2, all 3. I mean, that's starters did their job. And then the third was big catcher weekend, right? So JT Saturday and Friday, and then Marchand Sunday today. So big weekend for Phillies catchers. So love to see that. Anything else on the National Series we want to hit in on that, boys?
No, just to reemphasize, Romuto now has been hot. Like it's going on like 6, 7, 8 weeks. It's been a while. It's not just a little thing. And Marchand, there's 2 notes. They noted this in the broadcast. 2 things. He came up huge today. We saw the 2 hits. I think he also got a walk. But more importantly, they said he's like JT Romuto's little house pet. He's following him around. He's listening. He's getting the routines down, and he's taking everything very, very seriously. So Marchand his approval rating for Slim is going back up. That's all. Because for a while there, we thought he was a fish in dead water, and that was unfair to act like, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't given us a lot to love so far this year, but that was it really hasn't. So I mean, it's been great to see that this weekend. And Slim, I almost forgot
today,
to
you
say.
mean? It's great to see that. He makes
Yes, exactly. Today. Well, let's not bury the lead on that too much there. But so Slim, you teased this. Let's talk about this real quick. So the red corner was at the only loss of the weekend, right? Friday night, which Bones that extends our losing streak to 3.
Yep.
So we're right now we have a kind of an internal conflict going on where we have two curses that we don't know which one's the real one. So going back 3 games, we brought Red Rider Whitey to a game. The Red Corner have not won a game since Whitey has been at a game. The second thing is we changed our tailgating lot from Jetro to the Fancy Pants land in K-Lot. Haven't won a game since. So, boys, what do you think the curse? Which one is real, Bones? Which one's real?
So going back, we talked about it coming out of the game. Like we already made the decision where we were going back to. We were going back to Jetro,
Right.
no matter what, for our next game. But I think it's Whitey. I mean, bad news Barrett over there. He started this streak for us, and we got to find our way out.
Yo, low key, was I not at the game with Whitey?
No, you were there.
Well,
You were
Slim
physically
doesn't
there.
remember.
You were physically
Yeah.
there.
That was the blowout game.
Yeah.
I have to say it has to be the K-Lot thing. You know, we forgot our roots. I think we got to go back to where you said, where there's more freedom. This is what happens at K-Lot, and it kills the vibe as we're going into the game is the parking spots. They're going to take the spot you're standing in. It's just a matter of when and how.
Been
You
saying
know,
it for years.
and these games, what's sick, what is awesome about the Phillies is all these games are sold out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, absolutely sold out. It's an electric crowd. So with that being said, you got to go to the people. You got to give the people what they want. They want freedom. They want Jetro. They want the back of Jetro.
All right, so you heard it there, guys. We are going back to Jetro at our next game, which actually, speaking of freedom, a very patriotic game. We'll be there September 11th versus the Mets. Our next tailgate will be there, and we'll be in Jetro, going back to the roots. Let's see if we can get a win. All right, let's take care of a couple quick chat questions here, and then we'll transition to Field of Love. We got Shawnee K in the chat saying, I'll start with you on this one, Bones, and you chime in, Slim. Would you go Sanchez or Suarez for game 1?
Christopher Sanchez. I mean, especially he's been the best pitcher all year behind Zack Wheeler. I think outside of the March-April starts, his ERA is like a 1.86, which is best in baseball, even ahead of Paul Skeens. But he's just been incredible all year, and especially at home, it's going to be a home game. His record's way better, or numbers are way better at home over the last couple of years, so it would be perfect for him.
You in agreement, Slim?
I'm 100% with you. And here's the thing. I love Suarez. We're all Suarez guys. Slim was the first person to be. I was stamping enduring Suarez at the beginning of the year, saying this bounce back season was coming.
You called it.
With that being said, Sanchez seems like a top 5 pitcher in baseball. To me, every week, I for about 2 weeks, I was looking to see what the comparison was. People were saying it was hyperbolic for me to say the big unit, Randy Johnson. So I settled in, and here's the guy. Here's the name. He reminds me of Johan Santana, right? So to me, I love him in game 1. He's without a doubt an ace. He's closer to Wheeler than he is to Suarez. So to me, there's no doubt he's the game 1 starter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I echo that. Absolutely. I mean, he's the best contract in baseball. I love that man.
Yeah, I feel bad. He got robbed.
He did get robbed.
But we got the thing is, we keep associating him with that contract. We know he's better than that contract, so whatever. Let him get just like Devontae Smith. He's better than that, and we should just I don't know. I think it's an even better deal than we act. You know, we don't want to rub it in too much, but it's even better than we act.
I hear you.
All. So stop mentioning it.
Yeah, sorry. I apologize, Sanchez. Jerry B in the chat saying, one good start. I don't trust Nola. Another game he gave up 2 home runs. So more of a comment. So, are you guys buying the Aaron Nola bounce back? Or are you selling?
Nothing's changed for me. He's the Nola. It's a same old Nola. What this is the big thing. Are we going to hit his multi-home run inning before the fifth inning, or is it going to happen after the fifth inning? If it's around the fifth inning, then yeah, then Topper has some options to get him out. But if not, you kind of just got to live with it, and hopefully you win a slugfest like we did last Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, that sixth inning rolled around and got walked the guy, and I'm like, God, you got to get him out. You got to get him out. And then
Right.
next thing you know, gone.
There's no doubt.
I'm happy he didn't have another blow up game, though. He has something that he can kind of feel good about.
Yeah.
And overall, I think it's something we can feel good about.
Even before the injuries, he wasn't having a good year. He was still one of the worst pitchers in baseball.
Right, but then you could kind of hang your hat on, was it because of the injury,
Yeah.
right? So you had that in your back pocket. So,
True.
all right, so JR in the chat saying, and actually, JR, let's table your question. I want to get to that because your question is very much tied to Zack Wheeler. So we'll talk about that.
Here's the thing. Nola is without a doubt with Wheeler gone.
Yeah.
Nola is the without a doubt number 3 guy still, or is he the 4th guy?
I mean that
because then we're going to get
it depends on how the next month goes, dude. You can't answer that question right now.
You can't answer it right now, but we all believe that the Phillies are going to make a deep playoff run this year. I don't think they're getting bounced in the first round. I don't think there's any chance in hell they're getting bounced in the first round.
Right.
So with that being said, there's going to be I don't know. I'm worried about if there's going to be enough games that use all 4: Sanchez, Suarez, Luzardo, and Nola, because that's, I think, how I rank them in order. So to me, Nola's really the 4th guy, but early on, I can probably maybe see him getting a 3rd one, and that goes back to the bullpen conversation we were having all year with Luzardo, Nola, yada 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 yada.
Sure.
So according to like the way the schedule is this year for the National League, they got a extra day off in between like one of the games. So they won't need to go to a 4-starter till the NLCS.
Right, which is huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so let's transition here to Feel the Love. You guys saw on our socials all weekend, Love City Brewing is our official brewing partner. We were drinking those Love City lagers, and they were as delicious as always. So before we go to Feel the Love, we have a very, very exciting event coming up. We just were asked the other day from Love City to co-promote. Basically, what they're kind of bringing it up as like a block party outside vibe all day Labor Day. So Labor Day this year, Monday, September 1st. Yeah, September 1st from 12 to 8. You don't have to be there all day, but they're doing all types of events. Free water ice, discounted Pilsners. The ball game will be on, of course, starting at 4 o'clock. The Phillies game will be on. So there's all different types going on. DJs will be spinning vinyl. So this is a very exciting event coming up here. The Red Corner will be co-promoting. So again, if you are in the city, please come hang out. Labor Day, 9/1, Monday coming up. The Red Corner will be there all day, and especially we'll be there drinking the Love City Lagers and the Deep Cut Pilsners during the game.
And
Slim, hit us.
It's going to be the same old thing. Slim's going to get there probably 12 o'clock. I'm going to stay there until 8 o'clock. Come in, get a Slim beer during the game. I got you. The discounted Pilsners. It's going to be fun. It's not just going to be there. There's going to be multiple vendors there, right? All types of food, all types of music. The DJ spinning vinyl. I mean, come on. I know there's a lot of you music heads out there. Who knows if it's going to be the indie stuff? Who knows if it's going to be hip-hop stuff? And here's the thing about Slim that I don't get to show and shine. I dig music. I love music. So I'm telling you, I'm going to try to finesse my way up there and spin a couple tunes.
And Slim was a former DJ.
Formerly DJ CK.
Formerly DJ.
DJ CK, exactly.
Now DJ Slim. And also, what I forgot to give a shout out is Viva, which I believe is the food truck that's there. They'll be making hot dogs all day out there as well, which is very good. The food truck is very good.
That food truck's awesome.
Yeah. So again, make sure you come hang out. Labor Day, co-promoted. Slim, who you got for Feel the Love?
So my field of love, I think this is my third time choosing him. A lot of people weren't sure if he was going to last the whole year. And he's someone that he's making me forget about Alvarado, and he certainly is making me forget about Alvarado today. And that's my boy, Mr. Mustache, the fireman himself, because he's putting out the fires. Tanner Banks, baby. I love Tanner Banks. June to August, Tanner Banks has like he's like 28 innings. His whip is below 1. His ERA is below 3. For the entire year, his ERA is floating right above 3. And this is what I love about him. This was the highest leverage spot of today. They brought him in, bases loaded. He thought it was going to go Alvarado and Duran like we all write in our books. But you know what? You tell God your plans, he laughs at them, and then you got to call Tanner Banks. He comes in, he got the double play ball, he got the fly ball, he kept the lead for us. Today could have gotten ugly. We could have lost the series. But we didn't. All kudos to Tanner Banks. He's a legit pro arm, and he's going to have more moments come October. I'm telling you.
Love it.
Before I go into mine, did you see like the post game thing? It was the first time he was interviewed in front of the their sponsorship by like the media.
Yes.
Pretty funny.
That's awesome.
He was like making like a big deal out of it.
I gotta go back. And
he's
check
a really cool dude. Like anytime he's on the mic, he just seems like a really just everyday guy who's really appreciative of being with the big league team.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I fell in love with him. Listening to the radio early weekend mornings, because I'll still throw on 94.1 or whatever, listen to it in the mornings on the weekends. And he was being interviewed post game, or no, he's being interviewed from some kind of segment, and basically just talking about being a pitcher, having the options, learning different pitches, and growing his mentality. So to me, very on, he's a savant. He's a student of the game. That's why I bought the stock in him, and right now I'm still holding him.
I love it. So Bones, who you got for us?
My field of love for this week is Trey Turner. Trey Turner had a huge week this week.
He did.
It was even before the week. Last week I missed it. But this week, from Monday to tonight, 11 hits. He had a 379 average over the course. He's back over 300 batting. He's got 32 stolen bases on the year, 8 away from my prediction, with like 30-something odd games to go. And he's been that good leadoff that we needed all year. And the way the lineup's working right now, the top 4, it's working out pretty well. So he's been the catalyst to that. And one of the most consistent players on the team, if not the most consistent this year.
Agreed. Him and Schwarber.
And I was thinking about Turner myself because there's 2 big things. Turner has now entered there's always these MVPs who, like, they're not really MVP candidates, but it's like, how come nobody ever mentioned this guy's name? Like, let's at least give him like an effort award for being close to an MVP type. And that's where Turner's basically at. He's like that tier C, trying to get himself in that top 10 votes, I think, this year. Because here's the big thing with Turner. His defensive metrics, we sat here going way back, right? We're talking Aiden Miller back in April, being a shortstop next year in 2 years. Topper came out, Middleton came out, Dombrowski came out. They said Turner's a phenomenal athlete. He has some blunders, but his athletic ability shows that he should be making these plays, and he's been making them.
Yeah.
So all kudos to him.
Yeah,
it's always been mental for him,
right? Yeah, I think that's so too.
Yeah, he's got the ability.
And going back, that's why we said we can't bring him. That's why I was saying you can't take him to left field. You can't put him in center field because then it's just human nature, man. If people are, they must have been talking about you not being a good shortstop, right? Oh, they want me in center field because it's just no, you weren't doing the job, so it's going to stay with you for a little bit. And timing is of an essence, and those who know how to pull the strings, like Topper, I give all the kudos to.
Absolutely. So my Field of Love this week is a rookie making his rookie debut of Field of Love is backup catcher Rafael Marchand. Now, we all
Yes.
played baseball here, right, guys? And we know that when you're not playing every day, getting out there and getting a hit in the timely situation is not easy, right? It's hard to kind of just get thrown in there once a week or so and step up. So Marshawn, who has not been great this year overall, we know that, right? But he had a big Sunday, a big game 3 of the National Series. He had a hit, he had 3 RBIs, scored a run, walked. So shout out to you. I feel the love for you, Marshawn. I'd love to see you as we're getting into Red October, and where JT is going to need some time off every once in a while to keep on doing what you're doing. So I feel the love
Yeah.
for backup catcher.
And I have to say this. I want to give kudos to Devo. And I want to give kudos to Bones. I was out driving. I was coming home, crossing the Walt Whitman Bridge from watching a game. And the 2 guys that were that you guys named, these are the 3 guys I was debating. These are all the 3 same guys I was debating. So I think we got all 3 that we had in name today. Marshawn, Turner, and Banks. I think there are 3 that need to get their flowers going on the Monday. No doubt about it. Good job by you.
Shout out to you for that, buddy. All right, so one of the things that the Red Corner loves to do the most is bring you guys in on what we have going on, right? So Red Rider Chris, who's currently in the chat, is, a close friend of the show. And the Red Corner is as Philly as it gets, right? So you know this. The Mummers is a big tradition in Philadelphia. Bones, to remind you guys, is the president of a Mummers Club, the Downtowners to be exact. So Bones is an OG, well-respected as it gets Mummers guy. Chris in the chat right now, who just said that Alvarado should not be pitching in high-stakes situations. I hear you there, rough game. But the bigger thing I want to bring up with Chris is at the Red Corner tailgate, we had Bones talking some breezy, saying that he can beat Chris in a 40-yard dash. Chris likes to talk all this stuff as he's this big athlete. So Chris responded to me in the DMs on Bones, and I want to read it to you guys. So Chris is a very impressive athlete. So last year in his age group, he was the number 1 ranked triathlete in the United States. He's won a U.S. track and field, 15K. He was 12th in the Kona. What else does he say here? I'm gonna make sure I get your stuff right here, Chris. I've won the U.S. Triathlon 40-plus national championship. So you think I'm worried about Bones in a 40-yard dash? So Bones, respond. Do you still hold that claim?
It's so I was actually going to bring this up too. We were talking about how who's faster, Bohm or Pat Burrell, because Bohm got thrown out last night. So the loser of that, you're muted, Chris.
We're talking about Bones, not Bohm. We're talking about Bones.
No, hold on. So it's good.
You should have let him stay muted.
Burrell and Bohm are going to have a race via the vote. Everybody already says Burrell's probably faster, right? So now the Chris is going to race one of them, and then I get the winner, or I get the winner of that to settle that bet.
Okay.
Because I'm beating all of them.
All right, so just wanted to bring you guys in on that. All right, so before we transition to the next topic, a couple topics here. So this is what we wanted to hit on as far as the Andrew Painter, Zack Wheeler stuff. But the most importantly, over the weekend, we got the horrible news that Zack Wheeler done for the year, right? And hopefully not done for the career. Everything we've been hearing is he can bounce back from this and he can be the old pitcher. We put that in the corner there, right? He has venous thoracic outlet syndrome, which is something that pitchers have had in the past, and is something that they have bounced from. So, Slim, what was your instant reaction when you heard this news?
Well, the instant reaction is blood clot, scary. People pass away from blood clots. So at that point, you drop everything. You start saying your prayers. You make sure he's all right. He just had a son, or he just had a child.
Right.
He's a family man. He's a very conscious man, because he's already talking about his retirement and stuff like that. So that's kind of where my head went. So first went, hopefully everything's okay. Praying for his health and his family. Then secondly is, unfortunately, he's already talking about 2027. So it's like we got 2 more years. And yeah, that's kind of where it goes. And that's kind of where Slim's going to leave it, because everything else just becomes a little too much for me.
What do you mean he's already talking about 2027?
He's talking about retiring, right? In
Yeah,
2027.
that was earlier in the year.
Yeah. So if he's not playing this year, he has 2 more years left. Now we're talking about going into next year. When's he coming back? How's he going to look? Right? All these things. So we're talking about 2. We're talking about 2 more seasons of Wheeler, and then he retires at best. So that's sad at best. At best, it's just sad.
Yeah. But my, like Chris said, instant reaction was like, hopefully everything goes well with like health wise after
Right.
he's able to come back to pitch. Wasn't shocked that he was out for the year after like given last week the information we were given. He's most likely getting surgery. When we talked about it after the news broke on Saturday, you knew it was like kind of done. They said
Sure.
it's going to be like 3 months just for a regular person. So not shocked that he was out for the year, but there's a couple players that had it that didn't bounce back. Matt Harvey was one of them. He was never the same pitcher, but he also had other issues going on with himself. And then the one guy that did have it and bounced back pretty well and had it basically the same time frame that Wheeler had it was Merrill Kelly, who
Right.
just got traded to the Rangers, and he was back. I think he made the second start of the season for the Diamondbacks last year. So I think we'll be good there.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to come back and pitch. Merrill Kelly is a good little name to drop because they're comparable in age. He's like above 35, and Wheeler's around the same age. So that's a nice little name to hear.
It is, and this is going to go into one of the early chat questions that JR kind of teed up perfectly for us. So JR said in the chat, I think Painter needs to be up ASAP. What does the panel want to see Painter come up and do? What role do you want? So this is where I go right away, right? We talked about this last week, Slim. The Phillies were talking about that 6-man rotation. That's out the door now. We don't have the ability to do that. So now we're basically talking about two things, right? One, do we believe that there's an opportunity where the Taiwan, wheels fall off or the Nola wheels fall off? And if either of those happen, do you want to have a chance to have, Painter come up? So, Bones, where are you at on that?
I would give him another start, and you got these September call-ups, so let him build like his last start. He had a better start than he was in the previous like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So let him build his confidence a little bit, and then come September call-up, just bring him up, and then see where it goes from there. If he starts pitching well, keep him up and put him in the bullpen. Be a nice little middle reliever guy, long reliever guy. If we fall into that trouble.
I'm with Bones. This is how I would say it, though. You bring him up in September. I would like to see him to get 2 starts. Now, how does that look? Because if you look at the roster, we got 5 starting pitchers right now. So
Right.
does he take 1 start from Nola? Does he take 1 start from Walker? 1 from each? Give him 2 starts. Does somebody get hurt in that span of time? Maybe. But I want to see him get 2 starts, and then I want to see him transition back into the bullpen and be an absolute stun gun weapon no one has seen all year that will put us completely over the top. Completely over the top. I think he's going to come out. I don't care if it's like you said, we could go Walker 5 innings, Nola 5 innings, Suarez gets ugly 5 innings, bam, Painter for an inning. Or if it's a tough spot, bam, Painter for an inning. I love Duran. I still love Strom. I like Kerkering, but I think Painter stuff is better. Not than of Duran, but Strom and the other guys. I can see him coming in and giving up some of our biggest outs this playoff run.
Yeah, so here's my thing on Painter with the starting rotation. I think we don't want to see him as a starter this year, right? I think that's where I'm at. Because that basically says that the 5 guys that we have right now aren't doing their job, right? Because right now, Taiwan's doing his job.
Yeah.
You can't, in good faith, put Painter in for Taiwan right now.
Oh, no.
No. And if Nola implodes, then maybe you start having that conversation. So to answer your question, JR, to your second follow-up question, yes, I do think if there is an opportunity for him, it's a lefty-righty specialist out of the pen because the guy has obviously insane stuff. He can throw 100 miles per hour over 6-7 innings, so he can probably give you 102 over the course of an inning. So his stuff out the pen, lefty, righty specialist, absolutely agree with you. And then Jerry, your follow-up question. Yeah, I hear you, man. He hasn't been pitching well against minor league pitchers. How's he going to fare up against big leaguers? Look, he has not to earn this job. If he earned it, it would have happened already.
Yeah, and the one thing, look at the Pirates. They just brought up their top prospect, Bubba Chandler. I know the Pirates suck and they're not in the playoff race right now, but they're not bringing him up as a starter. They're bringing him up in the bullpen. He came in, had a 4-inning save the other day.
Right. I didn't see that. That's sick.
Yeah, so it's just the third 4-inning save in the last since 1980. The Pirates have 2 of them. But yeah, use him in a role like that and build his confidence up.
And we even see way lesser talent guys. Tyler Phillips, who was on this roster last year, has multiple 8th double inning saves down with Miami this year. And he's a guy who's a starter for us this year. We got rid of him. We talked about him earlier in the year. And now he's finding himself as a closer in these 4-out, 5-out, 6-out save, extended save situations. He's done it at least twice for him. And he's nowhere near the talent that Painter is my point.
Yeah, Jerry, you're saying signed Trevor Bauer, but I mean, we just signed Robertson, who's looked good, who's a righty. So I don't think there's any place. I don't think we need Trevor Bauer based upon all the names we have in here.
Trevor Bauer, people, if you're listening to Trevor Bauer, stop. Stop. Okay? Don't listen to him. He's not good, and he's a liar. Stop.
So now we're going up here on trying to go up to the – hey, chat. Keep this heat coming, guys. A lot of chat activity. Jerry's saying he likes JT Realmuto. He's been on fire. Jacob S. is saying Bones is a legend. Yes, he is. Shawnee K is saying that they will have a bye in the first. I think you got to bring Painter up. I hear you, brother.
Jacob S.
Yeah.
My bad. Who wins the race, me or Bones right now? Me or Bones? We're doing 40 yards. Me or Bones?
I think that's a good question. I think Bones got you, right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then last thing here, I just saw Jose Perez in the chat saying that very important series come up with the Mets. Absolutely it is. Very important series.
Brianna Torres, Phillies. Woohoo!
Yes, I don't know what's going on there, Brianna.
We're going to watch them on Friday, right?
Yeah. Jacob in the chat saying Bones run so Slim can walk. That's funny. And
that's
Chris, and yeah, that is a great shirt. If only we had someone who actually could make some shirts for us. If there's anyone out there who can make quick red corner, like gimmicky shirts for stuff that happens throughout the year, you're hired. And then Chris and the chat saying, I want some love to the outfield rotation working. Chris, we had a whole segment on that, right? With Thompson pressing the right buttons. Go check that episode out. Yeah, I mean, the platoon has been very nice. Very nice. Anything else on this, boys?
Yeah, and Bader's hitting now. So Bader's hitting a little bit now. A couple things that are happening with the outfield. We're seeing I've been the biggest Nikki C hater. Before we got this little podcast, I was the guy in the group chat that says everything everybody wanted to say about Nikki C. Now we gotta we gotta dial it back. Why? Well, because his whole role is different now. He's now platooning. Right, we would have died. I would love for that 3 years ago. With that being said, the two other points, Bader has made his mark as an awesome center fielder defensively, has made plays at the wall. He's starting to hit, and then suddenly, Marsh is either hitting or he's not. He's either batting 280 or he's dropping 20 points in 2 weeks. I think he's like 7 for 42 the last 42.
Yeah, I mean, and then JR in the chat saying, piggyback off Chris, we need Slim to talk about his love affair for the AAA outfielder who was untouchable. I'm assuming you're talking about your boy Crawford there, right? Is it Crawford or Rojas?
Rojas.
Okay, that's funny.
Both my guys are out there, and I do want to give some kudos to Rojas, man. I don't know if his head's in the game. I seen one tweet. He was at like a cheesecake factory as the Phillies were like rallying, like coming, like bouncing back in the game. But then I do see a lot of stuff where, and we see. I don't want to get too much into it because we see this with tipping pitches. Anytime someone's getting hit around, like, oh, is he tipping pitches?
Tipping
But
pitches, yeah.
it seems like Rojas is changing his stance a little bit, hitting a little better. Uh, I don't know. I'm hoping to see him someday again because I do like the player that I think he could become. And to me, he's been playing baseball for like at this point 2 years straight. And when I mean that, it's the major leagues, and then he goes straight into those summer leagues, Dominican leagues, wherever he was in last year. So that dude, he's just a baller, in my opinion. Baller attitude.
Rojas is just a baller. Yeah, so honestly, Josh in the chat saying, do we think Rojas gets called up? With Bader, man, I don't see a role for him on this team right now. I think Bader kind of fills that role and then some. All right, so let's transition here. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Two things I wanted to touch on, since I missed last week's episode. This is another thing. Rob Thompson did an interview last week before the game on Monday or Tuesday and brought up the fact that whatever game Nikki C sat last, like Monday or Tuesday, talked about how his knee is still bothering him from when he hurt it against the Yankees. That's why he's been sitting more. So I don't know if this is a Platoon situation or it's that, but Rob Thompson's kind of messing with our heads after saying that.
Well, it was that, and then also remember there was that whole turf excuse that he gave out in where would that have been? Was that in where would the turf excuse have been? I'm trying to think. In the past month or so, because Rob said that because of Nicky's knee, he wanted to give him a little bit of a rest on the hard turf. Where would that have been?
Cincy?
Do they have turf? I don't think they have turf in Cincy, do they? I think Toronto.
No, it wasn't Toronto.
No. Anyway.
Yeah. And then, what the hell was the other thing? What were we just talking about before that?
Nicky C, 5 hits this weekend.
No, not that.
No.
I think I know what it was.
Oh, Rojas.
Yeah.
Apparently he changed his swing down to minors. He's doing he's got a little leg, like he's lifting his leg for timing and putting it down, and he smacked a homer. I seen.
Yo, real quick, Slim just said that. It might be some of that CLE, Mr. Teacher Man stuff, but I also got a lot of messages over the course of the weekend, and they've all said that Bones, this goes straight to you. They said the last episode was the best audio episode we had the entire time, bro.
Yeah, get kids. Get kids.
The entire time, bro.
Get kids.
All right, guys, let's get moving here. We just spent
the uncle roll.
15 minutes on Rojas. He's playing for the Iron Pigs right now. Let's keep it moving. All right, so around the corner.
All right, this week's this week's around the corner is brought to you. Edition, yes, that's the E word I was looking for. This week's edition of Around the Corner is brought to you by the Fresh Works of Port Richmond, Joe Yo and staff. Last week we met the franchise owner of the Fresh Works down in DC, and shout out to Kevin from the Woodhaven Fresh Works. Took a picture with him. He sent it out to Joe. But Friday we had cheesesteaks from the works. If you've seen that on our socials, they were absolutely awesome. There was a couple here that I tackled when I got home after the hour car ride to get out of the K-lot. And then, so this week's talking about the Phillies came out today. Bob Nightingale, shout out to him for the Phillies versus Mets game in Iowa. Turned out to be Phillies versus Twins in Iowa. Mac L with the right report from the Athletic. Next August, whole schedule comes out Tuesday. We'll see where the defending World Series champions will open up. That's the Phillies. And also, a lot of injuries to closers going around in baseball right now.
Yep.
Hader going down. We had a blown save in Milwaukee today with Trevor McGill. Maybe we see them starting to tumble. But Dombrowski was all over the closer at the deadline, and stuff's working out. They got a battle going out in the NL West. Padres and Dodgers are tied in the division. They don't play again the rest of the year. This is one of my things. Talking about this realignment stuff, and
Yup.
they would wind up changing the schedule again to where like the Phillies wouldn't play like teams out west, so they don't have to travel out that far. But they need to do something with like playing more games against the division in September, because the Dodgers and Padres not playing each other come September is a disgrace, especially when these two teams are battling out right now. That would be awesome to see them two teams last week going at it. Like, I think it's like football does. Like, the last week, everybody plays somebody in their division, right?
Right.
They should do that in baseball. Ever since they cut down the games to the division games from like 18 or 19 to 12, they don't play as many games in September anymore against
Right.
division opponents. So they need to bring that back. And then the other one was Chinese Taipei. They look good in the Little League World Series today, man. A lot of MLB teams should look at the way they play defense, because they were all over the field today in their win against a team from Nevada, 7-0. First time they won it in 18 times or 22 times they won to the Little League World Series. They won it 18.
Wow.
It's impressive. And go back. The hater news is huge for the Astros. We just played Seattle. They're in the same division. That's huge. For us, I hear you. It does kind of stink, but there's only 30 games left, and it's hard to make a schedule. Interleague is what kills a lot of the extra games in division, right? And this year they got rid of all. There's like no 2-game series. There's none of that kind of interleague quick 2 games. It's all 3-4 game series this year. I noticed. To the NL West, the Dodgers. You're right. They've been struggling. The Dodgers odds now. So if you went back to the last when they won the World Series, and even before that, they have yet to have odds of what they have now. They're still the favorites. They're plus 325. What I saw in a lot of books, and that's the best they've been since literally last October, when they were like plus 200, maybe plus 400. But yeah, long story short, they're playing the Reds this week. It's going to be your 10 o'clock game. It's going to be a fun series to watch because the Reds are right there behind the Mets. So you can watch the Phillies beat the Mets, and then you can watch the Reds beat the Dodgers, and that's basically 3 wins. The Phillies, or 4 wins. Phillies win, Mets lost, Dodgers win, Reds wins. That's all. That's 4 wins in 2 games. Let's go. I'm watching that all. I'm watching that all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night. I'm already pumped.
Bones is going nuts back there. Bones, does that complete around the corner for this week?
Yep, that's around the corner for this week.
Okay,
Shout
that's
out to
around the
Joe and
corner.
Fresh
Around the corner, brought to you by Slim this week. Apparently, there at the end. Anything else, Slim, on that?
No, I'm pumped. It's like I said, there's 30 games left. So you're talking about sprints. If this is the 200 meter, we're at the last 20 meters. Let's go.
Absolutely. All right, so let's transition here to talk about that, right? So there's a lot of chat activity about who we're playing up. So we don't want to go question by question, but let's talk about the Mets series. Like Slim just said, the Phils have 32 games left, right? We are 7 games up on the Mets, so we also play the Mets 7 times. So I'll quickly go through who we have starting. So we have Sanchez versus Senga, Luzardo versus Minaya, and Walker versus Nolan McLean. Slim, what would satisfy you with this Mets series?
We gotta win 2 out of 3 would satisfy me. Losing it, I think, would be a little scary. But I would, 2 out of 3 satisfies me. 1 out of 3 scares me. 3 out of 3. I mean, that's
coffin. Nail in the coffin.
That's the nail in the coffin. But we'll see. They're in more dire straits than we are, though. So that should be noted.
Oh my God.
They're in the same. They're in the same position we were last weekend. They're coming back home feeling, trying to get back on this is their last. They got to use the kitchen sink. We don't.
Yep.
Yeah, and they just got news that Frankie Montez done for the year, right?
Yep.
UCL surgery. He's still in the Mets, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, like I say, you got to put your boot right on their face, on their throat. You got to kick them in the neck. Got to break their necks.
Belt to
Yeah.
ass, as JR saying
Right.
in the chat there. Yeah, I mean, this is a situation where we got Sanchez, Luzardo, and Walker, and Walker's going against a guy that only has 2 MLB starts in this Nolan McLean guy. I mean, he's looked pretty good in the top 2. Rookie. I would love to just crush that guy. I mean, I don't know if you guys
We
know
don't
much about.
we don't fare too well against rookies.
I know we have never seen it. No one on our team has seen him, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And the other thing to watch out is for Walker. Said it before. I think he throws up gopher balls to the Mets when we play them, and he's been pitching good lately. So if he throws up gopher balls to the Mets, he should be placed on ban with Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz or whatever his name was.
yeah,
Just saying.
100%. No, I mean it's you've had that theory for a long time. Do I
Yes.
agree with it? Absolutely not. But definitely, get Slim. I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm in the chat and I'm reading in the Brianna Torres comments and
Yeah, I don't know what's good. Got to be a bot, right?
Big Phillies fan.
Brianna, we've given you this opportunity in the past. If you are not a bot, give us something other than Phillies or Phillies played tonight. Just say something else.
Phillies Friday night.
Yes, Phillies Friday night. So Josh in the chat saying the important series is the Mets and Brewers. I mean, we have 7 games with the Mets. The good news is 4 of those are at home. So we have the advantage on that front as far as home field.
We look like the 2 seed. That's all. So like none of these green higher than a 6. Scout is 0 to 10. Nothing's higher than a 6 as of today. Because in my opinion, we're solidified as the 2 seed. Can that change? Absolutely. But the reason, can you catch up 5.5, 5 games, 6 games in 32 games? You can, but it's going to be harder since we're not chasing the 5th. It's not the 5th place team chasing the 4th place team. It's the 2nd place team chasing the 1st place team. They lose the lease. That's all.
So let's just put it this way. Let's just put this out there. We're not going to be nervous Nellies and worry about the scary thing of saying that we're really good like a lot of Phillies fans get. If the Phillies win this series, we're going to win the division, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how you feel, right?
Yeah.
So we can say on, I don't know what, I guess it would be the 27th or whatever the Wednesday is, the 28th of August. If we drive out of New York with that series won, the division's over. We're calling it.
Yeah.
All right? You heard it here. Now, if we get swept, it gets a little bit interesting, right? That's when it gets a little bit interesting.
I think it's Red Rider Steve. I called us winning the division a month ago. I thought it was over after the Mets dropped that after the recent 6-game skid. I said it was over. I still believe that. There's a couple people saying I got to use a bit precaution, but no, not at all. I cannot wait till the playoffs. That's where I'm at now. I'm at the point where I cannot wait till the playoffs. This month's I'm going to be anxious all month. Get the people healthy, get us to the playoffs. The 2 seed's fine. Don't care about wild card curses. Don't care about the Brewers. Don't care about nothing. Just win, baby.
All right. So speaking of just win, baby, can we get some winners tonight, Slim?
Yo, if you're following along with Slim, you already know that I am smiles ahead of the competition, just like Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They are bringing you Slim Pick'ems. If you're following along, I finally cracked the 100 unit mark on my straight bets. I made a lot of mistakes this season. I made a lot of mistakes. Okay, but what's the number one rule with the baseball? It's the opportunity. There's so many games every day. We hunt the value. I'm sorry, prop bets, they're done. Parlays, they're done. What we did 2 weekends ago, we struggled a little bit. Last weekend, Sunday was a little bit of a struggle bus. This weekend finally came through. The Reds and the Dodgers, they just went final a little bit ago. They got us from about 90 units to 103 units. So I'm about my record for the year. I'm 168 wins, 279 losses, but I'm plus 103 units. Why is that? Well, look at today. I went 2-1. Two of my best were plus 155. My other one was plus 355. It's nothing about handicap. It has nothing to do with it. You just got to manipulate the board and then bang it when you bang it. The last time someone was on here, what did I tell you? There was one play and one play only. It was the Astros. It absolutely crushed. So the last time I was here, that was 27 units. This is 9 units. That's 35 units. All right. That's a third to 100 in 2 days. Yeah, you got to grind. You got to grind. You got to grind. You got to grind. It's just like it. Honestly, it's just like banking. You get a customer, you got them for 10 years, and then when they finally got enough wealth, then you get some of their wealth. Okay, but that's why we do the hard part first. I don't want to get lost anymore. We're over 100 units. We're here. We're not done. Tomorrow, we're taking all -1.5, all 1 units. We're taking the Braves. We're taking Kansas City, and we're taking. Actually, I lied. There's 5 plays.
Oh my God.
I know. I lied. There's 5 plays. 3 of them are 1 units. That's going to be the Braves, Kansas City, and the Reds. The other 2, the Phillies versus the Mets, are making the Phillies 3 units. Okay. And finally, due to the juice, the Tigers are a huge favorite at 132. So we have to make them 3 units. Okay. That's all. That's all. I got to explain a little bit math. Hate to do it. We got to make the Tigers 3 units. We got to make the Phillies 3 units because we're going to smack the Mets. And then the Braves, Kansas City, and the Reds all 1 units. I'll post the full transcripts. Join me, join at Warminster Dental Associates, join D-Town Dental, get your teeth done, brush your teeth, go to the dentist. They are smiles ahead of the competition, and we'll be seeing you soon. We're going long.
So JR is one of the top Red Riders because he's so into it. He's catching up on things that Bones and I catch on. JR points out that it's just like dental work, not like banking. So he was confused where that banking reference came from as opposed to dental work.
Yeah, so the banking reference comes, the banking reference comes from you don't have nothing going on. You put the work in every day, and then you finally get a client that cash in because you get a piece of their wealth. That's all. That's all.
That's exactly right. So shout out to Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They are smiles ahead of the competition. And we always say this, support them because they support Slim. Slim always comes here, and regardless of wins or loss, he's sitting in that box over there and facing the music. So shout out to Slim for that. Let's go back here. I think we got a couple other things here we can hit on, then we can close it down. So, guys, in the chat, we have Josh saying Slim is ready for Red October. Yes, he is. He is pumped up. And then JR is saying, are we past winning the division? I think we are, and it's not close. But I want the bye. I want to watch the wild card teams fighting. When are we in that mentality?
So I'm there now. So how many teams end up getting the bye? The 2, right? The 1 and the 2, and then it's the 4 wild card. It's the 2 games. It's the 2 matchups in the wild card, right?
Yes.
So we're not. I don't think we're. This Dodgers series is big, right? We got to beat the Mets, and then we got to watch the Reds beat the Dodgers. But I feel comfortable that we're going to be the 2 seed. So I guess that's what we're monitoring more so than the division you're saying, right? We're watching, are the Dodgers going to catch us? That's the real issue now, in my opinion. And I don't think so. I don't think so.
We still got them out there, right? We gonna go out there?
I think
we already do that.
We got
we still have the Dodgers.
Dodgers,
yes.
Yeah, Colorado.
Yeah, we have the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
No, so I hear you. Here's the thing, right? Like calling a division or calling and August is just a fool's endeavor, right? Like we've seen what has happened in the past. We saw what happened to the Mets back in 2007. I mean, stuff just happens, right? So, like, I think, unfortunately, probably mid-September is when we'll really know about the division. I really do.
September 11th when we're there.
Yeah, honestly, maybe that'll be the Mets' funeral. So that would be nice.
It seems like there's plenty. the Dodger thing is what we're officially monitoring. Let's name it now. All right, it's who's going to get the bye, us or the Dodgers. That's kind of what it looks like from here. It seems, from my quick eyeballs, we're up about 2.5 games on the Dodgers, which isn't much at all. So that is something to flag. I'm feeling pretty good though. I got to be frank. We're playing the best baseball I've seen this team play um, all year, and not all year. This whole era, I think this is the best. This is my favorite Phillies team so far of the last 4 years. It really is.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it really is. It is. It is. I love Suarez. I love Sanchez. It stinks Wheeler won't be here, but I think we're going to be able to highlight guys like Walker, Painter, and Luzardo. I think it's going to be a great year.
I love it. No, 100%. And so this is a good note to end on here. So JR in the chat saying, plant the flag. September 11th, the middle of Jetro. Plant that effing flag right in Jetro when we win the division. Love it. And then we have Shane R in the chat saying, if we don't have to pitch 4 until the NLS, who is your starting 3? So we hit on that a little bit earlier. We'll kind of touch on that again. So I'm going to go with right now, and this might be controversial. If the playoffs started tomorrow, I would go Suarez, Sanchez, Nola. That's who I would go. I don't like having 3 lefties, and Nola is more battle tested. Who would you guys go if it started tomorrow?
Started tomorrow, I would go Sanchez, Nola, Suarez to break that up.
Okay.
Like you said.
All right.
And give Nola the home start. Let him get the crowd behind him because the way he's been pitching.
Right.
Oh man.
But next week's another week, and it'll probably be Luzardo.
Honestly, dude, there's no wrong answer here. There really isn't.
I'll tell you what. I believe in merit above all else. So it goes Sanchez, Suarez, Luzardo, Nolan.
Okay.
Because Luzardo's been giving you 6 innings every time. That's what you're praying to get out of Nolan. How can you pray to get out of Nolan when Luzardo's been doing it mostly every time?
Listen, I don't think there is a wrong answer. I think there's even some. I mean, if you said Walker, I think that's a stretch, right? Because putting Walker above both.
Walker started game 2 last week for some people.
But listen, if Walker gets a start somehow, I wouldn't be surprised the way he's pitching. Guys, I think we should close it down here the way we always do. Bones, what do you got for us?
All right, I got a couple. We're going to entertainment. First one. On this date, 2001, Summer Catch, starring Freddie Prinze Jr., came out, and Jessica Biel. Doug Lanville, Jimmy Rollins, Mike Lieberthal, Pat Burrell, Ricky Battalico, and the late, great Dick Allen made their movie debuts.
Wow, Dick Allen was in that. I did not know that.
Played a scout. I didn't know that either. I'm going to have to maybe rewatch that.
Yeah.
When I got nothing else to do. On this date, 2010, during an extra inning game, Ryan Howard got tossed. Charlie Manuel didn't have nobody else left on the bench. He had to move Raul Banez from left field to first base, put Roy Oswalt out in left field. Oswalt recorded an out, but struck out to end the game in Ryan Howard's cleanup spot.
Wait, not to cut you off, but what did that play? That play served as one of the all-time great red corner arguments. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Slim got pissed off because you were taking him too literal on the Oswalt and Halliday. Remember that, Slim?
Yep.
You summed it up right. You took it way too literal. Some people are.
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, and then I forgot the first one. I want to go in order. This date, 1991, Mitch Williams recorded his 8th win of the month of August.
Damn, Mitch Williams.
Yes. Ties the record for wins in a month and sets the major league record for relievers for wins in a month.
That's a great stat.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a guess and say he won one of those games on August 1st. He had to get one super early.
Good. Yeah, I mean that's a safe guess. Absolutely.
And that's it for today.
Wow, that Mitch Williams nugget might be one of my favorite on this day in Phillies history. And guys, you are not off the hook, so don't think we're ending this. Let's get a ice cream bet
Oh
update
man!
here. So
Drum roll, please. Kicking his
anybody
ass.
that's been following here, and if you are still here, please hit that subscribe button. Slim was doing the Lord's work and getting the entire section to subscribe to our podcast. We met a lot of really cool people in our section. We're over 1,300 at this point. We are now, Bones, give us the update. How many mini ice cream helmets do we have at this point? Thanks to you.
So far we got 4
Okay.
mini ice cream helmets this year.
4 legit and 4 different variety, correct?
I'm sorry, we got 3.
I was going to say 4 seems high.
3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't get one at our first game, and I missed the second one. So
All right.
And I have 1.
Slim is saying he has 1.
3-0.
Bones, what do you say to that?
He didn't buy ice cream.
And you didn't eat ice cream either, right?
He didn't eat the ice cream. But he had a Mr. Softy outside the stadium the other night.
Slim, you got to answer the music here. You made the bet.
I'll tell you. Hey, you guys heard my initial argument. Here's the thing. Here's my thing. Bones leaves the game to go get ice cream, and at best he comes back an inning and a half later. At best. What time should I go? I'm going to ask the Red Riders. When do I go get the ice cream? Do I get it at the beginning of the game, the
While you're
middle of the
coming
game, at the end of the game? As soon as I just walk in, immediately get in line, get the ice cream?
That Milwaukee game, I walked in, I said, I'm getting ice cream before I do anything, and I ate it by the time I got 2 of them.
I done the math, Bones. You've missed an entire
We do
game.
have 4.
The last 3 games.
We do have 4.
Because
I got 2 from the first game that I went.
Last 3 games.
No, but it had to be a Red Corner event.
Yeah, it was.
You went to more
The Milwaukee game.
one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we go to 5 games. I missed 1. You went to 1, but that's not. I don't even care about that because that was built in. The issue is you've missed an entire game worth of innings. You missed 9 innings of games or 9 innings. That's a lot.
But all
That's a
right,
lot.
let's not complicate this, right? So let's just keep
I
the
choose-
viewers.
Chris is losing. He's trying to turn it around.
We
We
got
call
4.
this a
We got-
crisscross in our group chat.
So you're saying you have 4. So this is what we need to make this a little bit more easier on the viewers. So you should have all 4 of the helmets right there to show them. So do you have them nearby or no?
I don't have them nearby
That's
now.
fine. All right. So by next episode, this is what I want to do.
I got to get the one from Mickey. He has it in his car.
So you're saying at Red Corner sanctioned event. So we had 5 games so far. You've had 4 ice creams you've eaten, and they're 4 different variety. Is that correct?
I got 4 helmets, 3 different variety.
All right. So then you got 3.
Yeah.
Got 3.
Yeah.
This isn't complicated. You both are being idiots with this bet. So
I'm not. I got 1.
No, you haven't eaten 1. You haven't eaten 1. So that's bad.
I got
For 5
1
games in, you haven't eaten
helmet.
1. No. So it was a very simple bet. There are 6 variety that were announced at the beginning of the year. Then you two say you're going to get all 6. All you had to do was buy the ice cream. Actually, you didn't even need to buy it. Someone needed to give it to you. You could have bought it, and you had to eat the ice cream. Slim, you haven't done that 1 time. Bones, you've done it 3 times. So this
Correct.
is a situation going into 9/11. Red Riders, before the next
We're
episode,
pumped.
Bones is going to show you. We're pumped. Bones is going to show you all 3 that he has. If you can give us the other 2, we're going to try to get, the other 3 in addition to whatever 1 is already there. Because right now, I don't.
I'm saying this right now. I don't care
Yeah.
what happens. I'm taking the results. I'm protesting. We're going straight to a trial at the court of the Red Riders' public opinion. So you guys can talk all you want. I'll see you at the end.
So, Slim, are you going to eat an ice cream next
Yes.
episode?
Yes. Yes.
I've heard that before.
So I got an ice cream the other night. I went to one section
You get ice
and they
cream
were
every
out
night.
of ice cream. I had to go to another section.
Right.
And I came back with 2 beers. So I finished an ice cream and a beer before you even got an ice cream or a beer.
I'm doing recon on what the actual variety that we need is, and we'll see if we can figure out. Maybe in September they have a different one. We'll have to talk to people to kind of get you guys to the other 2 to make this work.
Bones, I either do 1 drink or 1 food item every game, and I've been doing 1 drink. All right, I'm not going to do the carbs with the ice cream and the alcohol. I said that a long time ago.
Well, you agreed to the bet.
Yeah,
So
it's different.
you agreed to the bet.
But
All
he
right.
brought up extra items like it matters. It doesn't matter at all.
That's fair. All right. Anything else you guys want to get off your chest on that?
Oh yeah, back to the first thing you said tonight with Karen and you being on the phone.
Yeah.
The wife's going to get a taste of being on the phone with fantasy. Just drafted her fantasy team tonight, so she's going to wonder why I'm always on my phone. Literally, it'll be morning time. I'm checking fantasy, and I know there's not a game going on yet.
Yeah.
That's what she's going to be. She's going to get a taste of that with her team.
All right. So two quick things here in the chat, then we'll close things down. Willie D dropping in and saying the bet is you have to get the ice cream. It doesn't matter what time you go. I agree with that, Willie. And John is JR in the chat saying eat that right away. Alpha, you go catch you got catching up to do, Cheech. Talking to you, Slim.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
All right, guys. So thank you. Very fun night as always. If you are here and you're new, hit that subscribe button. You know you've heard it a million times. Bones, you have something else you want to say there?
Yeah, shout out to Brianna. Phillies won too.
Yeah, so we got Piranha Torres saying Phillies yet again.
So
Guys,
she's real.
she is I don't think so, actually.
It said 1-2. I don't know. It said say something different.
Okay, so one final reminder. Labor Day, this Labor Day at Love City Brewing. We are co-promoting we're calling it the block party. I don't think that's the official name. We'll follow up with the official name. But from 12 to 8, the Phillies game is at 4 o'clock. They are doing all types of stuff. Free water ice. They got hot dogs. They got someone spinning the vinyl. Slim might be spinning some vinyl. So come hang out with us September 1st, a watch party at the Love City Brewing. Guys, thanks for hanging. Go Phils, and we will see you next time.
Nice.